time.
Manifesting a Lamborghini is crazy work when you are not answering people's questions about where did that $100,000 go. Now, child, I done fell down the rabbit hole of Black Project 2025. Now, back in November, Anaya, who runs this ad agency called Media Buying Besties, and she started this project titled Black Project 2025. And it was supposed to be in stark contrast to what Project 2025 was getting ready to do in the White House. And in one of her initial videos, she had created this link where people could sign up. And at the time this was taken, about 4,700 members had signed up, which is pretty amazing. Now, after Anaya had got her project off the ground, her and somebody by the name of Alana Banks had organized this GoFundMe, which had raised about $103,000. So after that occurred, everybody knew that this project was getting ready to take off. Now, while organizing this project and getting the group members to sign up, they then launched their Discord server as well as a website. And on that website, these are all the job listings, roughly around 20 of them, that they had open to help people start to initiate this Black Project 2025 project. Now, of course, all the roles were volunteer roles, which is totally fine because this is a new project getting off the ground. Now, at the time of launching those job listings, the Discord server, as well as organizing all the people who signed up, they also launched a LinkedIn, and they only have 2 members listed as active employees for the Project 2025 project. Now, fast forward to January 20th of this year, and the organizer, Anaya, the one who began Black Project 2025, introduces something called KIN.
It is our very own BP 2025 cryptocurrency that's going to not only allow us to power our mission, but also allow you to invest in an asset that can grow in value as our awareness does.
Baby, as soon as she announced that cryptocurrency, she done sent the internet up in smoke because ain't nobody asked for no cryptocurrency. And after she had launched the cryptocurrency, that's when people started to separate a little bit from Black Project 2025 because they were like, we thought we were doing community organizing in order to be able to get Black focused agendas basically into Washington. If you go to the NAACP's website, they talk about what Project 2025 is doing and the impacts it has on the Black community, specifically dismantling affirmative action and weakening discrimination laws and reduce the enforced power of Equal Opportunity Commission, or the EEOC, threatening to reverse gains made in employment equity and equal opportunity. Project 2025 also would include rolling back key environmental protections, reducing the enforcement of the environment regulation, and prioritizing of industrial and corporate interests over community health. And when you go to Black Project 2025's initiative or their mission statement, only thing that they actually discuss is, we're on a mission to drive economic unification, fuel development, and create a legacy through innovation and shared success, which is really a stark contradiction of launching a cryptocurrency. Because when she first started discussing Black Project 2025, she made no mention of a cryptocurrency. She did talk about centralizing everybody's money in order to be able to build projects like grocery stores and hospitals and things of that nature, but nothing of a cryptocurrency. But I'm going to play back her first video that was launched after the election so you can hear if what their mission statement actually aligns with what she first proposed.
What if we had a Black Project 2025? Hear me out. I know it sounds crazy, but this is my vision. What if all of us were to get into a group? Okay, I'm talking doctors, lawyers, engineers. There's so many of us that are so talented, and we were to work together with our own Black agenda for 2025. I'm talking opening up Black-owned grocery stores in certain cities, Black-owned banks, so that way we can actually get our home loans and do what we need to do, our own doctor's offices, our own law practices, and we really were to just congregate and push towards our goals and our outcomes, right? And so this is how I envision it going. We can all get into this group. We can all donate what we have to donate on a monthly basis. And then basically we can have a CEO, we can have a CMO, and we can have a CFO that's in charge of leading the groups with the initiatives, right? We could have bi-weekly, monthly calls in regards to where we stand with our goals. So, okay, guys, we want a Black-owned grocery store in Los Angeles built and developed, August 2025. This is where we stand. This is how much we have funded. This is what's needed. This is where we are in the process. And we just go from there.
And now a cryptocurrency. And I think what makes this whole Black Project 2025 feel a little more egregious is that the creator of Black Project 2025, instead of updating people on, well, where's the project going now past the cryptocurrency, she's posting videos of inspiration of how she's going to manifest herself a Lamborghini. You have to understand that this video is just done in poor taste. Even if this video has nothing to do with Black Project 2025, the money that was raised, it just comes in poor taste when people have so many questions. See, they was going to let you slide with the kinfolk currency, but finding out you had people signing NDAs, friend, I think that ship has sailed. Now, shout out to Sleuth Gang, because apparently they have been raising the alarm about Black Project 2025 since early January. And in one of their initial videos, they did the Put the Finger Down challenge, where they discussed how they were actually involved in the early onset of Black Project 2025. And as soon as they got into the Discord server, basically everything went awry. I'm going to tag them below because they put together this 10-minute video with a bunch of screenshots. So I'm going to do my best to paraphrase it, but I encourage you to watch the full 10-minute video. Now, initially in their video, they discuss how they were trying to do some community organizing, like real live community organizing, because Sleuth Gang is from the Los Angeles area. Now, in this first screenshot from the Discord server, this is Sleuth Gang. This is their username. It's called Aesthetics. And they posted, so my original comment about finding people who are interested in helping volunteer in SoCal got deleted. And I got a message from the moderator saying that we're not allowed to organize in real time. They go on to say, what is the purpose of this group? Please don't delete this one. That's a valid question. If the whole Black Project 2025 was about organizing community, and you have people in your Discord server saying, hey, I live in this community, let's organize here, and their comments are being deleted, it starts to pose the question of, well, what are we really doing? And you can pause to read this, but this is when Sleuth Gang started to really start raising those questions, and then they were subsequently kicked out of the Discord server. Now, Sleuth Gang posted this moderator from the Discord server who was encouraging people to not initiate in-person meetups. And they go on to say, just to remind you, we ask members to avoid initiating in-person meetups. While we want to create opportunities for people to connect and share space, we also want to ensure this is done safely. Our legal team is working on this as we speak, and we hope to offer more information about it in the coming weeks. Why do you need a legal team for meetups? There's a literal website called meetup.com. So why would you need a meetup team? And I think it's interesting that they had phrased it as not doing meetups and speaking with the legal team first to ensure safety, which is understandable because if anything bad were to happen in the meetup, then it would be directly connected to the Black meetup or the Black Project 2025 group. And I get that. But at the same time, though, what legal team? Does the whole Discord server, are they aware of the legal team? Did they post who the legal team is? And who's in charge of paying the legal team's retainer? And speaking of that legal team, apparently this whole Black Project 2025 had individuals signing NDAs. Sleuth Gang posted an NDA that was sent to them. They claimed that they didn't sign it, and this is why they were able to come forward with their story. Okay, but why do you need NDAs? What is happening within the realm of Black Project 2025 that would require NDAs from individuals who are not being paid? Now, Sleuth Gang goes on to allege that the individuals who are a part of Black Project 2025, who are paid employees, are not Black. They didn't post any proof of that. I would like to see that. But if the individuals, the architects of Black Project 2025 aren't Black, then literally, what is going on? You can't manifest with somebody else's money, Buki. That's not how the prayer goes.
You know, being poor has really saved me from a lot of scams. Because what do you mean y'all donated $100,000 to a girl with the concept of a plan? Like the girl came on here like, what if we had a Black Project 2025? What if we do this, that, the third, and X, Y, Z, and Black own this, and CEO, CFO, COO, OOO. And apparently now we got some type of cryptocurrency ties to it. But now y'all done donated the money. And she on her page, which is a media buying page, advertising, and she making videos where she window shopping for Lambos. That's wild. I'm sorry. That's kind of crazy. I need y'all to have a little more discernment. This seems to be happening too fucking much. And again, thank God for being broke, right? Because I ain't got no money to spend. I ain't got no money to donate to nothing, especially to a 22-year-old who has no political backing or political ties that is basically looking to reverse the presidential initiative. Like, I know, back in the civil rights era, like, those people were very young, like Stony Carmichael and I believe Fred Hampton and all those people, but they were actually doing actions, right? Because first I was gonna be like, oh well, don't trust a 22-year-old, but it's the fact that she's 22 years old. She came on here and hit all them buzzwords that black people love to hear. CEO, CFO, black owned, like. And now look at y'all. Y'all waiting to see where the fuck your money went. You see her standing outside that Lambo? You see her doing a day in the life of a media sales or media buyer or whatever? That's where the money went. She ain't even silent about it. She literally showing you a day in her life while sitting on your 100K. That's crazy. I was hoping y'all would have a little more discernment, but these scams keep happening, and I need y'all to open your head and say, does this shit make sense? Does this shit make sense that I haven't seen any type of motion yet? Anyway, I guess shout out to being broke. Listen, if you got extra money to blow, I have concepts and actual motion of things to do, like pay off my damn mortgage. Like, what are we talking about? At least, I mean, I could show you the payment of your donation going through to my mortgage. She can't show you shit. Oh, child. Shout out to being broke, I guess.
The reason why things like Black Project 2025 rarely ever work is because unqualified people are usually the ones that try to start those initiatives, while the most qualified usually stay away from those things because they know the problems and chaos and drama that things like this present. And this is no knock to the young lady that started it, because I do believe that she started it with good intentions. But when this first started, I knew it wasn't going to work. In November, I was in a group chat with some family and I texted them this. I said, this is going to end so badly. And I said, I wish her well. I really do. I wish it becomes very successful and she gets really wealthy because she will deserve it. But I said it won't work and they'll be calling her a scammer by the summer and it'll be a series on YouTube. I said, this has happened too many times. And I never wanted to say anything because y'all know how the internet is. You say anything that makes sense and make logical sense with no emotions and people going to call you a hater. But there was several reasons why I just knew it wasn't going to work. And the first one is, and this is no offense to her, but she's just too young. Someone that's 22, 23 years old doesn't have the experience, the network, or resources to execute something like this on this level. And with also being her that young, she's probably never touched but so much money before. She's probably never had 20, 30,000 liquid before. And when you get somebody at that age, that much money and that quickly, and you give them absolute control over the funds, even if they have good intentions, they probably gonna self-destruct simply because they've never touched this much money before. There's a checklist of things you need to check before you give someone or invest into someone lump sums of money. And one of those things that you need to check off is this person used to money? Is this person used to having a lot of money? And when they do have a lot of money, what is their track record with that money? Do they blow it? Do they go out and buy a bunch of materials and go broke? Do they invest into their lifestyle and take vacations? Or do they double down on the work and multiply that money? You need to know that first because your track record is everything. And she simply put, doesn't have the track record at this age to be taking money from anybody. The second reason why I immediately knew that it wasn't going to work is because she was accepting money from everyone. It's a reason why businesses, crowd funds, and capital raises only take money from specific groups of people. And it's usually people that make a certain amount of money per year or have a certain net worth. This is why accredited investors is a thing. One, because you know this person has the money to invest and the money to lose. But most importantly, you know they have the mindset, the education, and understanding of what they're investing in. And when they have that, they're more graceful, they're more understanding, they're more sophisticated, and they're more patient. When you taking money from everybody, no matter what part of the social ladder they in, you 9 times out of 10, you always gonna end up in trouble. Because you taking money from people that may have $200 to their name and they have no basic knowledge or understanding on how these things work, but they badly want to be a part of something. And this is why network is so important, because real businesses, when they raising capital, they're not coming to the internet asking y'all, do y'all want to invest in something? Whenever y'all see that, if y'all ever see that, there's a 99% chance that that's a scam. Real businesses, when they raising capital, the first thing they're going to do, they're going to go to their immediate circle. And then they'll directly go to people outside of their immediate circle who they think or may know have the capital and the mindset to invest into whatever they're trying to build. And as much as people are going to blame that young lady, and rightfully so because this was her project, but in my opinion, anybody who lost or donated money in this situation, it's y'all fault. Just because somebody has a concept and a plan does not mean you should be giving them any money. Too many times, specifically in our community, as long as something sounds good, we all in. It don't have to have a A to Z structure and plans. It doesn't have to be a qualified expert that's in charge or somebody with a track record. All we typically care about is if it sounds good and is it inspirational, because we're emotionally led people. But emotions and business, they don't mix. It's like oil and water. So I hope this be a lesson to people to not be emotionally led when it comes to initiatives. And if you are going to be emotionally led, at least let it be a qualified, highly experienced person. Ideally, someone leading this, you would want them to be at least 40 years old, university educated, at least having a master's degree or a PhD in business and economics, maybe even an attorney. And you would want them to have high-level business experience, being a high-level exec or CEO at a large corporation, or being a high-level, very successful business owner. Those are usually the accomplishments that somebody would need for this to work on a high level. Not a young 20-something-year-old that's not even financially stable themselves. But I also want to give some advice to her. The best thing she could do right now in this situation is refund everyone their money if she still has it, or work endlessly to get everyone their money back, or just continue the initiative and do everything that she said and planned on doing. But she won't be able to just ignore it. You can't ignore something like this when there's this much money and this much people involved, especially when you're talking about social media, because people not going to let it go. So she can still save face. She's going to have to put her big girl pants on. And don't look at it from a sad or depressed point of view, because she's so young. If she do this and she bounce back and do everything correctly, this ain't going to do nothing but make her a beast when it comes to business. Because 99% of people, they wouldn't be able to handle something like this. So this is going to make her skin a lot thicker. So if she can overcome this, it'll make her an even greater businesswoman. So I hope she's not looking at this from a glass half empty perspective. And if she wants to overcome this, she's going to have to look at this from a lens of glass half full.
No shade, but the 22-year-old girl who got on here talking about Black Project 2025, I want to believe that she had full intentions on doing what she said she was going to do. But when she found out that y'all were going to follow her blindly and just send money, she led y'all ass to hell. For sure. And she pulled a very old trick in the book. You grasp people's attention when they're very vulnerable, when they're just searching for hope, when they're searching to what they can do to make their situation better. The Black community, especially Black women, were very upset about the loss that we had in the election. And she capitalized the fuck out of that. She took y'all hope and sold that shit back to y'all. Now, I also was interested. I seen like, oh, girl, it's a young Black girl trying to help Black people. What I wasn't going to do was send my money, because I'm not going to send my money to anybody that I ain't seen do shit else. She ain't done shit else. From what I know, it don't seem like she ain't did shit else. I'm not gonna just, let you lead me to hell. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be the test dummy. I'm not gonna be the hamster. But I understand, like, Black people, we were just in a space where we wanted to believe somebody, and we didn't think that she was gonna pull that shit. But y'all have to remember, when some Black people get a taste of a little bit of authority and power, they will abuse it, because one, they know that it's very scarce for Black people, and two, anybody with a little bit of authority, white and Black people, they get to lose their mind, especially, and people think money is power. So shit, she took y'all shit, and now she's talking about fucking cryptocurrency.
If it walked like a duck and quack like a duck, Aflac, Black Project 2025, the Hillman talk. I don't know if y'all remember that Black Wall Street dude in Atlanta back in the day. All of these things, okay, is mirroring the exact same capitalist systems that we know are not functional for anybody at all. I don't know how many times we have to keep saying that capitalism is not the answer, especially not for us. Equity is. Even like that huge Black Lives Matter organization, you could throw them in there as well. all of these organizations, it be giving money laundering, it be giving money scheme, it be giving high hopes and not a lot of execution. And people be giving their money to these things. People are actually donating to these things when you could be taking that same dollar and literally injecting it right into your community. The average black person lives in community with other black people. That is statistically true. Instead of donating to Black Project 2025 that's doing cryptocurrency, you could have took the money that you donated and sponsored 3 kids on a football team this year, 3 girls in the local dance school, 3 kids down to the marching band. You know what? It may be a couple low income kids. Let me sponsor some cleats. Let me do a giveaway. Let me, donate to the lunch program so a couple kids' families don't have to worry about lunch. There are ways to invest directly back into our communities. You could shop locally at the local black businesses in your area. You could have took that money and instead of going to Cheesecake Factory, went to that new, small business in your town, that mom and pop shop, and your whole family could have ate and supported that black business. Like, we got to stop with these online money laundering because y'all copying the originator, and it's the same system that we complain about. Y'all keep trying to replicate, and that's why the shit doesn't work, because it doesn't function when they do it. So it's damn sure not going to function when we do. And in my heart of hearts, I want to believe that all of these people started this shit with good intentions. I really do. But we know capitalism corrupts. Money corrupts. Let's just start going direct to source. And I feel like we should leave crowdfunding for like situations where people can't pay rent or they behind on utilities, things like that, to help people get out of the hole. That's when we crowdsource. But all this other shit that we crowdsourcing for people to be doing nefarious shit with the funds, and there's really no turnaround, and is giving Dr. Umar with his dilapidated school, we need to cut that shit out. Just go direct to source, y'all. You probably, if you are a black person watching this, you probably live around other black people. Because with the Hillman Talk situation, it was better when it was unorganized and people was just sharing information and people was just receiving information. Why do we have to incorporate things? Why are you trying to create an institution that mirrors the same academic institutions that started to become corrupt once we started being able to go en masse, and is leaving people in hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, that are exclusionary, that are, come on now, it's supposed to be accessible, free, easy to reach. Why are we putting up safeguards and gatekeeping? The Black Lives Matter situation, I don't even need to get into that. The Black Project 2025, at first it sounded like the message was on some whole nother stuff. Now we doing this crypto shit. I understand we're all the investors. Please, all the investors, don't get in my comment section. I know what y'all talking about with the crypto. But as far as security, it's not there yet for a group of people who, majority of us, are below the poverty line. So no, poor people should not be worried about investing in motherfucking crypto when they trying to figure out how to pay their motherfucking rent. So if they gave their little $20 to the Project 2025 thinking that it was going to be something else, and now y'all doing this crypto shit, pull the rug from under, like, anytime crypto hit the scene, it's always some nefarious shit. So all of that, it really could be, use your investment knowledge and all that to teach people how to get on for free. My point is that since I've been on TikTok, I've been preaching y'all that capitalism is not the answer. Equity is. And if you are able to climb the capitalist ladder and still participate in a greater system at a large, that's great. I'm proud of y'all because I do it too. I'm about to go to work right now, clock in for a few extra hours on the paycheck. But it's like, I have no problem going direct to source. If you live amongst other black people, why are you donating online when there's probably a woman in your neighborhood right now that don't know how she gonna cover her rent? They used to have rent parties all the time. If we gonna crowdsource and crowdfund, we gotta make it make sense. Or just go direct to the source. Pick 3 things that you care about and put your money where your mouth is, direct in your community, and invest in these kids direct. Invest in these households direct.
Now, I swear I'm not trying to victim blame. I swear I'm not. But if you donated to the Black Project 2025, I need you to come to the front. I need you to come to the front immediately. I need somebody to tell me how that made a lick of sense to you. A lick of sense. Do y'all know what Project 2025 is? Do y'all know how many years they have been planning for it? Do you know how many pieces? How many people structurally, systematically, that they have put in place to execute this? And y'all thought y'all were going to give some random girl who runs an advertising agency on TikTok money and she was going to be able to combat Project 2025 in any way? Not a congressperson, not a senator, not a governor, not a mayor, not even on the school board. every single thing that she suggested that we all get together and do, there are already established accredited organizations that are doing it. That money could have went to one of them. At some point, we are going to have to start using our brains, okay?
Y'all, who remembers Black Project 2025? A lot of people are saying that Black Project 2025 was a scam, right? Well, I actually joined Black Project 2025. I actually got a job position offer from Black Project 2025, and I'm gonna tell you my thoughts and my take on this. So if you're unfamiliar with official Black Project 2025, it was basically started during the whole election process, right? And everybody knows that there was this whole ordeal with Trump Project 2025, right? So to kind of go off of that and to turn it into something of our own, Black Project 2025, the goal was to create a Black community where we could basically collaborate, you know, support Black businesses or whatever you do. Like whether, for me, example, I'm a swim coach. This is my news network that I'm starting, and I have a clothing brand. So that's what I would contribute to the community. I mean, it's not only for Black people, but it would be a space to where we can, basically a hub for Black creators, Black business owners, entrepreneurs, whatsoever. Sounds good, right? Now, Black Project 2025, just to give y'all a little bit of background, it grew very, very fast. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of followers per hour at one point in time. Do I think her intentions, Anaya's intentions, is to scam anybody? No, not at all. Do I think people are kind of underestimating the time frame that it takes to build the community and business professionally the way that she is doing? Yes, I think people don't really understand what's really going on. I think a lot of people got confused with the sign-up process and weren't able to do that, and so now they're calling it a scam. So because Black Project 2025 grew fast, immensely, like there was no platform for everybody to come together. You get what I'm saying? First of all, there was going to be the TikTok ban, and then I think she made an Instagram page and a TikTok page, but we needed a place to where everybody could get on. I think she did a Zoom call, and it was literally, it would cost some insane price of like $20,000 to have everybody on that one Zoom call, because that's how many people it was, right? So people started to fall off, and people did not start to pay attention right then and there. And I think that's what people have to admit, right? And I get that people are like, well, we donated our money. First of all, that was an option, right? That was an option. If you go on to official Black Project 2025, you will see a link where you will see all the tabs, right? One tab that you will notice is a cryptocurrency coin, right? Not trying to kind of spill the beans outside of the Discord, but obviously there is a Black crypto coin token that she is working on. Now, if you're not familiar with news, if you don't watch the news, or you're not really that into finances, then you don't know how big that is and what that means and how much money it takes to do that, right? For example, Donald Trump had a Trump coin or whatever, and people became millionaires overnight, right? But of course, Trump and his team had the funds to do that, right? She's hired multiple people on that, and I know that because I actually got offered a social media position because I run multiple social media pages, right? And I just decided that I could not give my all to that, and I wanted to pursue this Black news and entertainment channel. Do I think she needs to be better at communication? I definitely think so. This is turning more into an opinionated piece, but I'm just kind of give people more intel of what's going on. There's a lot of people who saying it's a scam, and that's not even in the Discord. If you join the Discord, you do have to get verified. It takes less than 24 hours, what it did for me. And there is groups where you can connect with different Black businesses, creators, entrepreneurs, and whatsoever. Again, I'm not trying to take away from anybody that did donate it and feel like they have been scammed or misinformed. I do think there needs to be a better form of communication, or at a more rapid speed, because that does leave people in the dark, and people were vulnerable at that time, so now they feel like they're getting scammed. And in my opinion, I really truly do not think that it's a scam. I just think that it moved extremely fast, and she needs to speak out on it. So you guys tell me your thoughts. Did you join Black Project 2025? Are you in the Discord? Did you donate? Let me know in the comments below. And keep it respectful for everybody's opinion. It's okay to have different opinions, but let's also keep it respectful.
Okay, so this was posted like 11 hours ago from their TikTok, Black Project 2025. First of all, I had no idea this was going on. I just so happened to be scrolling on TikTok, and then I never even heard the advertisement of Black Project 2025. It just went straight to Scamville. So I was a little confused on what was going on anyway. I think too, this woman, she's a very, very young woman. She's in her early 20s. Not saying she's not capable, but it takes a lot to put things together, right? So when we was doing the crowdfunding, well, when Tariq Nasheed was doing the crowdfunding for the Hidden History Museum, that took money, that took time, that took people who are actually willing to work and willing to do stuff. He had to look for things, and people were giving him a lot of flack in the beginning, like why you ain't got the museum and blah, 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 blah. And it was a lot of red tape he had to fight through. It's a lot of red tape he's still fighting through now concerning that. Building projects, especially when it comes to Black folks, is very difficult, not because of the people getting involved, because if the idea is good enough, Black people can raise some money. It's happened so many times. We done raised so much money for so many things in our community. So yes, it is capable. We are capable of doing that. It's just we got to be careful on who we put it in our hands. Now, everybody questioning her because she got a Lamborghini all of a sudden, which is kind of what sent the red flags for BLM. And then all that stuff came out, so people be very iffy on where they putting their money towards. Then she said cryptocurrency. A lot of people don't really know about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency enough to really want to be comfortable in that. And how do we get there? And where's the lobbyists that we need in order to get in the politics game, in order to get, just things like that. Who are the people that you're connecting with? Like, there's so many groups of people doing certain things, giving back to the community. And it's important to try to reach out to them, the ones that obviously you deem trustworthy to, hey, can I get help with this? Can I do this? We're doing this. Because again, if it sounds good enough, Black people will contribute to it. That's why a lot of people were upset with Dr. Umar, because everybody wanted that school to happen. The school sounded like an amazing idea. It did. It sounded like a really, really good idea that he had boys there and he was teaching them this and that and the third. He had teachers, and it was a great plan, to the point to where a lot of people were donating to the school. And then when it didn't happen, now we back to here we go, back to square one. It ain't happening. It's not happening. But on the other side, we do know how difficult it is to put things together. Sometimes venues fall through. Sometimes things are, when you put things into play and you need more money, it costs real money to start something. So I don't know where this is going with this, but they did say your support means everything to us, and we appreciate you being a vital part of this journey. We usually don't engage with rumors circulating on social media. After all, misinformation spreads fast and context gets lost. That's why we've taken our time before responding. However, transparency is the heart of BP 2025. You deserve to hear directly from us tonight at 9 p.m. PST. Share the video. Apparently, they're doing everything through Discord. I just kind of got into Discord, and I really don't be on it like that. I'm really bad with Discord and Twitch and everything else. I mean, at this point, TikTok is hanging on by a thread for me. So hopefully some people get some clips of that and discuss that and get the talking points. Because as of now, I really don't know what Black Project 2025 is about. Because first it was supposed to be, well, obviously building the community, but how?
Because now cryptocurrency, is she moving too fast? Can we start with the basics? And I like what the woman in the 2 videos down said, maybe 1 or 2 videos down said, don't quote me on it, when she said about how Black folks used to have the rent parties, it used to have this, that, and the third. It really used to be like that. It really used to be like you are aware, or you hear about something going on with somebody in the church, and you just slide some money to them real quick and don't even say nothing. I seen a lady, which I'm going to post her on a separate video. I might make it as a short. It's going to be really quick. Basically, she's currently homeless and she's looking for some help. She's calling people. She's on TikTok Live. I reposted her video a few times on my TikTok, but I am going to share her information and her GoFundMe information down here just in case somebody wants to help her so she won't be out on the street. But it used to be situations where you could go to the churches, because she's called churches and no churches can help her. That's where we're at in 2025. That back in the day would never happen. Somebody gonna take you in, somebody gonna put some money in your hand, somebody gonna do something. We have lost that. So we're trying to get that back. And when we experience situations like ADOS, was a letdown for me anyway, because I was really feeling what ADOS was talking about till it got really democratic-y. And then as for FBA is not an organization at all. It's just a lineage. It's just what you're born as. You know, I'm FBA. You get what I'm saying? And it only takes a few seconds to go down your ancestry and figure that out for yourself. Only take a few. I found the slave papers like that. You just got to go up. So it's a lineage. It's us, our ancestors building this foundation, but our ancestors did a lot to help each other. We really did. We need that back. We need shame back. We need accountability back. We need to be able to have a conversation about experiences or ideas or why you disagree with that person. Because we are in a place that everybody is overly emotional. Overly emotional to the point where it's like, it's getting a little weird. Everybody's overly emotional. Nobody can have a conversation. You can't speak on this because you're going to offend this person. You're going to offend that person. Just say what you need to say. And do it without just name calling first, because this is me. Because if you have a conversation with me, I'm going to have a conversation with you. If you start being funny, gloves is off. I don't care. And that's just who I am. That's what I am. That's what I do. Period. So I had a conversation with a gentleman, and I posted a video prior, and we had a back and forth discussion. Very polite. We agreed to disagree, and there's still more room for conversation, just to have conversations on talking points of the Dr. Umar situation or of whatever situations are. I think people get too emotional and they don't want to just have the conversation. They just want to make you feel bad because they didn't like what you say. That has to stop, especially if you feel like you need to go somewhere and you need to do something. This video alone could make somebody mad. Oh, she's young. She's 24. Don't beat her down like that. No, so we're just not allowed to have the conversation. Conversations are just not allowed to happen. We sweep them under the rug. What generation was that? The silent generation who just swept stuff under the rug. Nobody talked about it. And now everybody's in therapy because nobody wanted to talk about anything. We got to have these uncomfortable conversations in our community. I don't know about them non-FBA communities, y'all. I know y'all got your own situations. But in the FBA community, we need to have these type of topics and have these type of conversations. Because and eventually, when I get time, y'all know I'm busy. We're gonna start having panels with people who are willing to have a conversation and have that talk and discuss why things are the way they are and what are the things that we can do that we need to change, right? So I think that's really, really important. I think that would be the next step with if they're going to go through with this Black Project 2025. I'm confused on why they're not able to do everything on TikTok, because that's where they started. And the hard part about trying to have a conversation with people about certain things and building is when you're switching platforms. When you switch platforms, or even when you switch channels, or even when you switch any type of thing, it's difficult to get people to go there with you. It is. So that's why there's a lot of people on TikTok who don't really want to come to YouTube, and a lot of people on YouTube who don't really want to go to TikTok, because people be comfortable in the platforms that they're comfortable in. And even though you have your supporters, some supporters don't feel like making new accounts and doing all of that, and they're comfortable with the platform that they're on. So it's hard to maneuver. Just like me, I really want to see what's going on with this Black Project 2025 thing, but I don't even know how to use Discord. It's just on my phone. Then I also heard people say that it's on Facebook. It's, so I'm going to sit back on this one and just look and see what develops from that. But I really think that, in my opinion, she would come off better if she connect herself with the right people who actually make things shake. The best person, if she's serious, to link up with would be Tariq Nasheed, because he organizes a lot of things for us to attend to and to get knowledge on and everything like that, if she's serious. They call him the king of crowdfunding, because he gets it together, but he always delivers. And that's the type of people you need to reach out to. Right now, it doesn't really look like she has much of a plan, but I think that'll be a good idea to start. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
We in a no hyena zone. Anti-hyena zone.